Oh, excuse me. Am I going live with my Zodiac stickers on my water bottle? Stickers, by the way, which you can get from me. I can even put the link in one of these videos at some point. Whatever. Hey, everybody. Day 14 of the 90,000 word novel as fast as possible challenge. Paul Sading. And let's just get to it, shall we? Let's just do it because the sun is obviously coming into my office in the Pacific Northwest. So this is going to be a crappy video within seconds if I don't hurry up and finish it. So here's the deal. Day 14. 2 weeks ago today, I started the 90,000 word novel as fast as you can write it challenge, whatever the hell I called it. And guess what just happened today? I told you in yesterday's video I probably would do it, depending on how I felt after my visit with sci-fi author and friend of the show and friend of the Horrible Writing Writers Facebook or Horrible Writing Writers Support Group on Facebook, Blaze Ward. Got to hang out and meet his wife and him yesterday, and it was totally awesome. Came back today energized, and 7,558 words later was 6,000 today, by the way. I reduced it, but not too low. Uh, Finished at 7,500 roughly and change. And more importantly, surpassed 90,000 words. 90,319 words in 14 days. I now know that within a half a month, I can finish a 90,000 word novel. And if I get a better structure to the rest of my business and figure out how I'm going to do some audio stuff, it is very possible. I now understand that I can actually do, I got to keep moving my mic. Sorry, folks. I can actually do an epic fantasy, an entire first draft of an epic fantasy in a month. I am absolutely stoked. I'm flying high. Started at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. like normal, had this 3,000 words by 6 a.m., finished by quarter after 8 this morning. Bad Paul, bad Paul, bad Paul. I knew it was going to happen. Now, as far as the novel itself goes, I've started chapter 15 out of an anticipated 20 today. So, like I said at the very beginning of this, see, for those of you who are new writers, over time, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get taking a guess at how long your books are going to be from the very outset. I told you at the beginning of this novel, I had a feeling it was not going to be, it was not going to end at 90,000. Even though I went over and over the outline, I know how long the other four books are, et cetera, et cetera. Will it reach 140,000 words? Probably. What will you see in book 5 by the time you hold it in your hands or on your e-reader or your smartphone? Who knows? Um, I won't cut half of it out. There's just too much story. As with any series, the longer it goes on, the more storylines you have, and that's as true for this book as any other series out there. So what I'm going to do is this video series is not going to continue. Obviously, reached the challenge within 2 weeks. What I am going to do is I'm going to do regular updates with my patrons though. So if you do support me on Patreon, the link is in the little tag below, as low as $1 a month. I'm going to continue to check in with my patrons and let them not only know how this is going, but the strife and the struggles, etc. If it Because I do have a bunch of authors who also and writers who also support me over there. So I'm gonna continue to give them some insight. If you would like to join me, just go over to patreon.com/Paul Sading, and you can do that. And I will continue to update this stuff here. But as far as YouTube goes, I'll pop in here from time to time again and do check-ins or just come chat with you all because I actually kind of am starting to enjoy this medium. We'll see how that goes for the long term. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time editing videos and do all the little pop up graphics. Ain't nobody got time. Well, a lot of people have time for that. Paul does not. Time I spend putting pop ups in videos would be time I could be writing another book. So I'm not going to do that. But I'll pop on here from time to time. Today's tip, tool, or tactic for those of you who are writers, aspiring authors, etc., take the time to read, study your business model, the business. If you're going to go trade, if you're going to go indie, maybe you're going to do a hybrid thing, then you've got to study two things if you're a newer author. But if you've been an indie author for a while, go study the traditional industry and do the inverse if you're a traditional author. But take that time to study it. Right now, I'm going through David Gaffrin's Amazon Decoded. Absolutely am enjoying it. I'm about 65% of the way done. And now that I've hit this challenge and I now have an idea of how quickly I can write a robust novel, uh, I'm gonna throttle back on the word counts so I can so I can write. I'm still gonna get up at the same time, 4:40 in the morning, and I'm gonna be at the keyboard by 5 o'clock. By the time I stretch and get the coffee and the dogs out and all that stuff, and I'm still gonna do that first thing in the morning because put the important things first. Writing is the most important thing. If I don't create new books, I don't have a product. So that's my production time. That will remain. But what I'll start doing is cutting how long into my day I write back so I can start working on the business stuff. And that includes, which is going to be very hard for me, but that includes sitting around reading books about writing and the writing business. There's a ton of them. I've tried to squeeze in at, 6 o'clock at night when I'm cooking dinner and, I'm stirring a pot with one hand and holding the Kindle with the other hand. No more. I've got to start doing it during the day when I have the mental energy and fortitude to absorb what I'm being told. That's very important stuff. And I really apologize about my boom being in the way, but I don't want that reflection off that mic to be glaring in your eyes. So I encourage you all to do that. Get your writing done first, but find, imagine that pie chart. How big are the slices? How big is your writing slice? How big is your business slice? How big is the social media slice? And when I say social media, I mean like writing centric, specific, aimed at achieving your r- book publishing goals is not you want to get on Facebook and argue with Uncle Jimmy because he's an idiot, right? That's not what I'm talking about. But figure out what that ratio is and do some adjusting so to your comfort level so that you understand uh, the business enough to reach your goals. I haven't been doing that. I need to be doing that because it doesn't do me any good to continue to write and publish books if I can't figure out how to find my readers. That's very important. I've got to find my people, my tribe. And that's part of what I'm going to start investing more heavily on, even though I really just want to go create. But I'm a big boy and I have to realize that's part of the business. So I want to thank every single one of you who has joined me day in and day out. Those of you who have sent me questions, I hope I've answered those to your satisfaction. Of course, you can always reach out, leave comments here, subscribe to the channel, become a patron to continue getting these videos because that's the only place I'm going to start putting them until I'm done with this book to see how that go or so the patrons can follow along and see how this book goes and maybe learn something from my own journey through this. But the challenge has been complete. It takes 2 weeks to 90,000 word novel. I am pumped. What a great Monday. What an absolutely epic Monday. All right. I hope you all have an equally epic Monday, and I will see you in the next video. I'll see you over on the Facebook groups, wherever. Have a great day. Cheers.